Hey, hello everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 8th today, huh? I'm wearing my favorite Twins baseball cap for you guys today. It's been through a lot. I've had it for, oh gosh, probably about 10 years now, and you can see it's starting to get frayed around the edges, okay? Just like an old pair of jeans that get kind of worn out. Same with a baseball cap. That's why it's my favorite. So, hey, I'm going to read to you guys today chapter 9. Hopefully, everyone's had a chance to watch chapter 8. Today's chapter is a pretty short chapter, so hopefully that'll mean that it'll upload a lot quicker, and hopefully you guys will be able to view it by maybe even like this evening. So, here we go. Today's chapter is called Banzai. Hideki and the other boys crept toward the delicious smell, and sure enough, there they were, American soldiers. There were almost 20 of them, sitting around a cook fire or in holes they had dug in the ground. Some of them wrote letters or cleaned their guns, and others were eating a pig they'd cooked up. Hideki could hear their voices on the breeze, the long, slow, deep, slurred sounds of English that made no sense to him. None of the soldiers had seen or heard them yet, which meant the Blood and Iron Student Corps had the element of surprise. This really was Hideki's moment of glory, but he wasn't feeling so bold anymore. This was going to be a violent battle. This might be the moment he died. One of the other boys, Takeshi, must have been thinking the same thing too. Hideki could see him sobbing quietly a few feet away. Shigetomi's Mabui tugged at Hideki's gut, and Hideki took a step back. "Here's what we'll do," Yoshio whispered at Hideki's side, making him jump. "We'll crawl closer, and then, when we're all in range, I'll whistle, and..." Kaboom! A grenade exploded close enough to knock them over, and Hideki's ears rang from the explosion. What happened?" he asked as he pulled himself back up onto his knees. "Takeshi killed himself. He blew himself up with his own grenade," one of the boys yelled in horror. Was it an accident? Or had Takeshi killed himself out of fear? Hideki was still gaping, still trying to understand when he heard the American soldiers cry out in alarm. The element of surprise was gone. The Americans were going for their guns. They would be on top of Hideki and the others in just seconds. "Attack! Attack!" Yoshio cried. He pulled the pin on his grenade, whacked the brass igniter on a rock, and hurled the grenade. It went off with a boom! A few meters away, Hideki couldn't see what Yoshio had hit because a second later, the bullets started flying. Pop, 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 pop! Chung, chung, chung! Hideki barely had room to curl up and hide behind a shredded tree stump. He watched as a fifth year named Genzi couldn't get to cover in time. Genzi was hit again and again by bullets, his body dancing like a broken puppet before he crumpled to the ground. Hideki had never seen someone die before. His own body shook uncontrollably, like he was the one being hit, and tears sprang to his eyes. "Banzai!" some of the boys cried, and Hideki heard one or two more grenades explode. The American bullets became a deadly hailstorm, and Hideki clenched himself into a tight, shaking ball. He looked at the grenade he held in his hand. He knew he should be brave. He knew he should stand up and throw his grenade and kill as many Americans as he could, the way Lieutenant Colonel Sano had told him to. But he couldn't do it. His fear froze him, and he couldn't move. Off to his right, his friend Katsamasa stood, grenade in hand. "Long live the Emperor!" he cried out. Katsamasa threw his grenade with all his strength. The grenade hit a tree and bounced right back at Katsamasa and exploded in his face with a boom. The blast knocked Hideki from his hiding place, and he landed on his back with a thump that knocked the wind from him. He gasped for air and swallowed a scream. This was a disaster. It wasn't supposed to go like this. This wasn't what he had been planning. Excuse me. This wasn't what it had been like in training. It was all so fast, and they had no control over it. Hideki was going to die right here. They were all going to die here. His eyes darted around, looking for somewhere to hide, but all he saw was the decimated hillside. Less than half a dozen of the boys were still alive and fighting. The rest had been shot or blown up. And if he didn't get out of here, Hideki was going to join them. We'll stop it there for today. You wonder what's going to happen to Hideki and the others, huh? So tune in tomorrow. We have Ray, First Watch. All right. Hope everyone's having a great day outside, getting some fresh air. It is cold and windy out there today, huh? Holy cow, my trees are swaying back and forth. Big pine trees are swaying around like they're weeds. So take care, everyone. Out.